It's really high up there.
It's a tall tree.
Very high. So this is a three-toed sloth. You can see he's got 3 toes and 3 fingers. And you can tell it's a male because he has this really bright hourglass pattern on the back. And it's actually a pheromone for female sloths. And then me and some assistants will basically give him a little bit of a haircut, trim some hair off the top of his head, and put a sleep logger right on top of his head. And that has a very sensitive voltage meter that can actually measure brain waves through the skin and scalp. And we can actually record sleep patterns that way. All right. So we'll go ahead and just trim a little bit of hair off the top so that we can put the sleep logger right on top of his cortex.
Sloths are laid back. They're not necessarily lazy animals. They move slowly because their diet can only support a quarter of as much muscle tissue as other mammals of their size. So this sloth couldn't move fast enough to stop Bryson from giving him a haircut even if he wanted to.
They have really thick hair, almost like an otter. We just need to cut it quite short so that we can seat it right on top of the scalp.
This doesn't hurt the sloth.
They're looking good.
It's just like having a short back and sides.
I'll go ahead and attach the housing for the logger, like a little Abraham Lincoln top hat, and that will protect the logger from all the rain we're getting.
The sleep logger will record the sloth's brainwave patterns, measuring whether it's awake, asleep, eating, or just hanging out. By comparing the brainwave data with what the sloths eat, Bryson hopes to see how their diet affects the way they think and live. Since sloths have hardly any muscle tissue, they're slow-moving and must hide from predators and scientists. So to make sure he'll be able to find his sloth again in the dense canopy, Bryson fits him with a radio transmitter.
All right, back home. We'll see you in 10 days with your hat and radio collar.
Sloths are sluggish thanks to the canopy leaves they eat. Leaves are low in energy, so sloths are low in energy too. But if a diet of salad has made the sloth, well, a sloth, then back on Barrow, Colorado Island, another more flamboyant member of the canopy crew owes its lifestyle to a permanent sugar rush. Spider monkeys are the gymnasts of the natural world. Instead of feeding on leaves, they eat fruit. And this sweet tooth has driven the monkeys' evolution. They've had to adapt to the way rainforest trees reproduce. With 12 hours daylight almost every day of the year, rainforest trees are free to flower and set seed at almost any time they want. So even though fruit is abundant on BCI, it's also spread out over a very wide area. To find it, spider monkeys have to move far, often crossing the whole island in a day. They have to be agile enough to reach the canopy and intelligent enough to know where the fruit can be found and when it's ripest. So it's the fruiting practices of the rainforest trees that have made the spider monkey, the effervescent acrobat we see today. Just as trees manipulate animals, animals can also manipulate the trees. Howlers, the leaf-eating relatives of spider monkeys, will sometimes supplement their leafy diet with fruit too. They use the energy released from the sweet fruit to power their search for fresh leaves. Once they've found them, they'll happily switch back to salad, often staying in the same tree overnight so they can wake up with their breakfast. Seeds contained within the fruit the howlers eat are indigestible. So in the morning, when the howlers wake up to sing the dawn chorus and obey the call of nature, they drop these seeds, neatly encased in a convenient package of poo. Fertilizer that with time helps the seeds to grow into new fruiting trees, conveniently planted right beside the trees with the monkey's favorite breakfast leaves. It may be subtle, but this overnight stay has altered the layout of the rainforest.
It could really be that over generations and generations, howler monkeys have actually helped design the forest to their advantage by putting things that they like to eat close together, so that when they move from one of this cluster of food trees to another, they know, haha, if there's fruit there, there's also going to be leaves.
So it could be that howler monkeys have shaped the very fabric of the rainforest. They know what trees can be found anywhere on the island because they planted them there. The secrets of the canopy are not confined to the large animals alone. There are at least 13,000 ant species in the world. They're probably the most numerous insects on the planet. With 1 million ants for every human alive, if we were to place them end to end, we'd make 10 trips to the moon and back. Ants account for 1/4 of the weight of all animals on Barrow, Colorado Island. And here, a single tree can hold the nests of over 50 different species. That's a lot of ants. Finding them 150 feet up a near vertical trunk presents a bit of a challenge. And ant expert and real-life Spider-Man Steve Yanoviak thrives on a challenge.
One of the bigger challenges of doing canopy research is actually accessing the canopy itself. And people do this in a lot of different ways, but the system that I use I found is economical and effective, and it allows me to get a line into a tree at about, on a good day, 35 to 40 meters. The basic idea is to attach a weight to some fishing line, and using your standard wrist rocket or slingshot, with a little bit of practice and a little good luck, get a shot over a branch like I'm about to do now.
This line's not for Steve to go up. He'll use it to pull up his sturdier climbing ropes. The canopy may seem like a strange place to find ants, yet up here, plants like mosses, ferns and orchids provide perfect nest sites. It's relatively safe, and there's a ready supply of food. But life in these lofty apartments does require some getting used to. The ants Steve's hoping to find are even unlocking the secrets of flight. To catch them, Steve first baits the branches. Ants, like most animals, need protein and carbohydrate to survive. And Steve's found the perfect